The Tigers closed out their home schedule. We'll review the games today on the Tiger Basketball Report, which starts now. Hello again, fans, and welcome to the Tiger Basketball Report presented by the Green Turtle. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum. The Tigers finished out their home schedule, defeating Delaware and then losing to Drexel on Senior Day. As always, I'm joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Diane Richardson. And Coach, big weekend, important weekend as we get down the stretch. Let's start with the Delaware game, a 76-66 win for you guys. And Caitlin Wright probably had her best game of the season.
Yeah,
and
she
picked a great
definitely
time for
did.
it.
She definitely did, and we needed her. We needed that, strength and that punch in the post, and she delivered for us.
Yeah, 14 points going against Nicole Anabosi, and Anabosi is as good as any big, if not one of the premier bigs in the CAA, and Caitlin went right at her with no fear and was making it look relatively easy at times too, with a little spin and a hook shot.
Mm-hmm. She's really come around. She's gotten her confidence together, and I know she didn't have such a great game at Delaware. And we got to see that on film. She got to see that, and she really picked it up, and especially with her energy as well.
And then Nakia Mayo, one of two four-year seniors that have spent all 4 years here at Towson. She had a huge game, 26 points for her, and she's always liked playing against the Blue Hens. It seems like she has big games against them all the time, and she really played possessed in that game and was kind of getting anything she wanted to go.
Yeah, she did. And again, like you said, she was scoring on three levels, the mid-range, the threes, getting rebounds, and crashing the boards as well.
Something I noticed that defensively the Tigers did very well, not just in the Delaware game, but at times throughout most of the Drexel game as well. Closed out the passing lanes, active hands, getting your hands, tipping passes, and if you're not getting the turnover, you're at least knocking it out of bounds and making them have to reset. And that's something we hadn't seen a lot of the last couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it seemed like every time someone tried to throw a long pass, it was getting knocked away.
Yeah, we talked about our defense, and those are the extra things you have to do to stop people from scoring, and they were very active on defense, so I like that.
Fast forward to Drexel, a very tough game for many reasons. 63-60, the final score.
Yeah.
Another slow start absolutely killed you guys. 13-2 at one point, 8-0 run at one point for Drexel, and you beat them in the second and third quarter pretty handily. Only held them to 9 points in the second, but you took the lead at times. It was just a back and forth game, and just kind of ran out, I think, of some gas in the tank.
And Drexel's a very good team, and they're doing well on top of the CAA with JMU, but we started out slow, and against a good team like Drexel, it's hard to get back in, and that was one of our mistakes yesterday, was just starting slow and letting them jump out on top of us.
How much? It was also Senior Day, and you were honoring almost half the team.
Half the team, yeah.
And it's an emotional time, especially for people like Nakia Mayo and Mariah Gray, who are the four-year seniors here. Q Murray, who was kind of out of basketball, then got back in, and then Mello, obviously everything she's gone through. And how much do you attribute? How hard is it to get? You have a big Senior Day celebration, then they got to gear up. People are crying, they're emotional, and then they got to gear up for the game.
And you know what? It was tough because they were crying. Everybody's family was here, and it was just an emotional time. And as I look around the conference, I saw that everybody had kind of a little bump with their seniors, not playing as well as they normally do. So, sometimes you got to give them that, I guess. But we were really close yesterday.
Yeah, and you fought back in that game, the slow start or not. You fought back, took the lead, and you had to be encouraged. Obviously, you want the win. But against a team like Drexel, it wasn't like, and it's no offense to anybody like UNCW or Hofstra, it wasn't like you were playing one of the teams further down the standings. It was a team like Drexel who you fought back, and if you think to yourself, oh man, strong first quarter. That might be a different game. So that had to be encouraging to see that they didn't fold at least.
Yeah, and we didn't. Again, it's just, we fought really, really hard, and if we had done that the entire game, it would have been a different outcome.
Nikaya and Melo each with 17 points. That last play, get it into Jeter. She takes a deep three. It was on target, hits the front of the rim, dead center.
Yeah.
But just obviously fell short. She could have passed it. She could.
Yeah.
It's a pick your poison situation because Melo can hit big shots. Nikaya's obviously hit big shots. Just your thoughts on the final play there.
Well, Jeter thought that it was less time on the clock, and so she let it go deeper than she thought she should have.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been on the money, had she been aware of the clock, and it might have had a different outcome.
All right, that'll do it for us today on the Tiger Basketball Report. Join us next time when we preview the Tigers' final weekend of CAA play. For head coach Diane Richardson, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.